This is Sandal's Chapter 10, Justice and the Common Good commentary discussion post. Y'all gonna have to excuse my appearance. I'm a hot mess today. But regardless of that, starting off with the discussion questions. Hold on, let me find them right in front of me. First discussion question is Sandal correct that using non-public or religious reasons in the public forum is both necessary and beneficial, or is Matt correct that public reasons are both sufficient and superior, and explain? And I actually sided with you, Matt. I think it's completely reasonable and actually kind of like looked highly upon to have a political but also a non-ethical argument, considering the society that we live in today. If you get into politics, you're also going to get into someone's ethics and what they believe, and then it's just a big chaotic mess, and it's just easier to jump over that puddle and to come to a neutral commentary sense. And you can totally do that without reasoning. You're not entitled to give anything. And furthermore on that, I don't think it would be technically fair to like give or deny sorry, I got an email. Give or deny a right or an action based on someone's religious belief. Just like I'm not going to go shove the Bible down someone's throat, just as I hope that they wouldn't shove the Quran, I think is what it's called, down my throat, because that's not my belief. You totally have the upper hand to reason an argument for or against that. I'm not forced to do anything that they say, just like they're not forced to do anything like I said. Like I tell them, again, it's not the shoving down the throat. That's not something that anyone wants to come in contact with. And back to siding with you that it's sufficient, it's much more sufficient than taking it any other stance, and it's going to be much more superior and likely that that person's going to actually listen to you and potentially take in what you're saying. I mean, of course, also finishing on that note, everyone has a different opinion. I have a different opinion than the person who you've watched the video before this. We may have the same answers, we may have the different answers, but regardless, there's always going to be somebody, and I've learned this the hard way, but there's always going to be somebody that doesn't agree with you, that's not going to like what you have to say, and you just have to roll with the punches that way. And moving on to the second discussion question of what of the three approaches to political philosophy, being happiness, freedom, and virtue, which is the best, why, and explain the best, and why you have chosen to approach this title. And for me, the best is the overall, going, and this kind of already unveils my answer, but going into the overall best, the overall net benefits, what's going to be more sufficient for you, and what's going to work out the best. And leading into my answer, I actually chose happiness. I know in the discussion questions, if I can scroll back up and see, Sandal actually advocates for the virtue approach, but I don't. Maybe it's just how I was raised, it's personal opinion. But I'm going for happiness with the utilitarianism, I still don't even think I said that right, view of it. It's the overall net benefits of what's going to make you the most happy, and what's going to, usually when you're happier, you work better, you focus better. With the promoting public policies that are aimed at bringing the best pleasure, which is actually what was defined in the lecture notes. Sorry, I have a TV in front of me. I know it kind of looks weird. But that's what's defined with the happiness. And in my opinion, being happy is better than, now I know people are going to disagree, but being happy is better than being free or being a good citizen of character, because it's what you are more comfortable in. Yeah, it'd be awesome to be free, but I think that if I was going to be trapped and locked up, I'd rather be happy than be unhappy and free to do whatever. And again, that's my personal opinion, and I know people are going to disagree, just like I said and agreed with in the first discussion question. But yeah, and it's like finals week, so it's a good class, and I'm glad I was able to take it.